Yeah, man, it's going down. It's Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston, and if you were wondering why my eyes are red right now, I've been getting high with the Blankster, man.
Real
Today's
talk.
guest, man, Point Blank, representing that SPC, man. What's going down?
What's up with it, Donnie? Getting high with the Blankster. That's how we started the session.
Yeah. What's the deal, man?
Man, just chilling, man. I had to come in here and sit down. You know what I mean? With the king of the podcast game.
Oh
You know what I
man,
mean?
man.
Salute to you and what you doing and, getting the information out there. So, I came up here with the Reckless Clan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And shit. Time to do a point blank.
for
You
sure.
hit me, I had to answer that.
Yeah, you got new music. You know what I mean? We was just playing some new music before we started. You know what I mean? New music. You've
Yeah,
been
I'm
working
working on a record. It ain't finna come out till next year, but I'm working.
Yeah.
I know you a producer, so I was just trying to let you see what direction I was going, so you could send me something hot.
Yeah, we're gonna put that together for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Real talk. I won't disclose the name of the record or none of that, but I am working on a new record, and it's my final record. You know what I mean?
So you done?
I'm done, man.
What's the decision to say, man? I'm out of there. You know?
I mean, I'm about to be 50 in November. But the 20th to be exact. And I just want to concentrate on the label and the artist and trying to really get to the bag. You know what I mean? That part of it. I ain't going nowhere, but just to another
On the other
deep
side of the
into
game.
the other side. I'm on that side, but that side need more of my attention.
And it's reckless entertainment.
Reckless Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah.
That side need my full attention.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I got so much catalog out there. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people say they through and retired and all that and come back or whatever. God in control. If money bring me back, then I'll be back. You feel me?
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just concentrating on moving the company, moving the art, trying to learn more. I don't know everything. I do the best I could do.
Just educating yourself.
Yeah, keep what I could use, throw the rest away. I really want to dive into that world. I might end up getting a big check with one of these artists out here just because I went out and got sharp some more. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've been chasing this shit. I put my first record out in '92, man.
Do you feel like? Because I mean, you're a legend, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's undisputed. You know what I mean? As far, especially if you're talking about Houston and Texas rap. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Do you feel that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You know what I mean? I got out here and put in my work. You know what I mean? Like some of the biggest shit ever happened in H-Town I've been around for. You know what I mean? Rap a lot era. You know what I mean? Part of the hardest clique in H-Town, SPC. You know what I mean? I'm attached to Screwed Up Clique. You know what I mean? Because of Screw, rest in peace to Screw. And represent it to the fullest. All the heads of that clique definitely got my support. You know what I mean? Love them like brothers and definitely ride for the shit.
Yeah.
So,
man, talk about because it's SPC and all that. And, you know from being from South Park, but just growing up in Chicago though, before you even came here, man, like.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, 19th and Kinsey. I went to Pope Elementary. I went to Farragut High School, same school, Kevin Garnett. That's where Kevin Garnett come from. Life was rough. Me, my mom, my brother, my sister, my older brother, older sister. My dad was in my life, but he didn't live with us.
He was in Texas.
He was in Texas. You know what I mean? Papa was a Rolling Stone. He was all over the world. Memphis, Mississippi, you know what I mean? But he ended up in Texas. And that's where I wanted to be, wherever my daddy was. So when I graduated from elementary school, I wanted to come with my daddy. They wouldn't let me go till I was finna go to high school. You know what I mean? So yeah, I came to Texas.
But even between that time though, like just talk about like, just how the influence of Chicago. Cause I don't know a whole lot about Chicago. I've been there like once or twice, you know what I'm saying, but never really all the way in. But you hear a lot about like the gang culture and just like how it is in Chicago. You talking about West Side Chicago, like in the '80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I was born in '71, so yeah. I mean, like I said, you know, it was rough, but it was the way of life. On the outside looking in, people, oh Chicago, this Chicago, but we live there, so it was that, but it still was the way of life.
Hmm.
Like, you know, what y'all say, disaster is the norm.
Hmm.
You feel me? I still talk to people at home, man. It's 50 people getting shot a weekend. You know what I
So that
mean?
was going on back then.
I mean, yeah, it went down then. It went down then. But who you think the youngsters out here, where you think they DNAs connect to? Really?
Hmm.
Them our kids out there raising their hell. On up to
Yeah.
it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Them our kids. And they kids, because they having kids young.
Hmm.
They raising hell.
And so you come out here what, eighth, ninth grade?
Ninth grade, yeah. I went to Sterling. You know what I mean? Ninth grade.
What's your thought like when you come down here and you in South Park? You know what I'm saying?
I
Because this is
stayed.
at this year, this is what like 85,
I ain't good on the numbers,
6
man.
up in
But
there.
you
Yeah, I
know,
know. I ain't gonna take you there.
but like I said, man, my dad was already here. He stayed in King Gates. They don't even call it King Gates no more.
Dead end though.
Dead end, yeah. He stayed in King Gates, and you know, my brother 38, rest in peace. You know, my sister Rhonda, you know, they was out here. You know what I mean? With my daddy and my stepmom and stuff. I wanted to be here, so they already was out here living. My brother was going to Thomas, you know, Orleans, across the street. I'm in there, the introduction here, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I came here, went to Sterling.
Are you being like a regular kid, or you like kind of getting into the streets at this time?
I say aware, very conscious of what's happening in the streets, but just still regular kid, just trying to find his way.
Hmm.
You feel me?
Hmm.
You know, not on that dumb shit.
You was trying to hoop? Cause I mean, shit, you what like 6'5", 6".
I
You
can
tall
shoot. I can shoot a couple shots. You know what I mean? But I never did.
You wasn't no
I
hooper?
never did
Ah,
hoop,
come
man.
on, man.
I never did hoop.
No shit.
No, man, wasn't my thing. But I love basketball to this day. You feel me? But I never did hoop. And I had a cool little shot, but I never did hoop. You know what I mean? Not really.
So are you rapping in ninth grade, or like, or that ain't going on at the time?
That ain't even in my life.
Are you listening to
Hey,
it,
I
like Run
love
DMC and all
music.
that? You listening to
Oh
it?
yeah, I love music. I
Mm.
love it to death. You know what I mean? You know, I grew to love it, and you know, I just wanted to be part of every part of it, not just an artist. Even back then, you know, came to Texas, spent the summer, and I worked at Astroworld,
Hmm.
and stacked me up some money. Had, you know, before I started really living here, I had to go back home. So I went back to Chicago, and I bought me a turntable, and I bought me a mixer, a little fader, and I bought me a beat machine. I ain't even know how to work none of this shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I had my whole little setup. Didn't know how to make a beat. Didn't know how to spin a record. You
But you
feel
had
me?
it.
Knew I wanted to be a rap. You know, knew I wanted to do that, and just felt like I needed to have all the stuff I need to be it. You know, it just sat there and looked pretty, but I never learned. I never,
Room full of equipment. Just
yeah,
sit there.
well, yeah, for real. I had my turntables, I had my fader, came down here and worked at Astroworld and stacked up at the Tidal Wave. I used to work at the Tidal Wave booth when it first came out.
When the Tidal Wave first came out?
The ride.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You was there when it first came out,
Yeah, I used to work it. I used to work the Tidal Wave booth.
but it was new.
Brand new. Yeah, when it came out, yeah. It was a new ride.
No
You know what I
shit.
mean? Yeah. My stepmom used to work there, and she got me in there. Boy, I used to get that bread at that Astroworld. I ain't even gonna lie.
So, but you doing honest shit. What gets you into the streets?
I mean, I always been in the streets, like I said, but I wasn't stupid in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, smoking the weed, you know what I mean? Smoking the drugs, you know what I mean?
When do you start getting into like all the like the dip and all that type of shit? Like when does that come around?
I mean, that came around after I got a little more older, you know what I mean? You know, end up fucking around with the dip, but that's a whole nother story.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
just
saying?
far as getting in the streets, you know, it was survival, you know. You know, I come from a good family. I'm telling you, I'm from Chicago, so, you know, I ain't even have a bedroom, you know, in Chicago. I slept in the living room on the couch. You know what I mean? I wanted something close to normal. You know, I know I could get there with my daddy. You feel me?
Did you? Cause you rapped about I think like your mom being on drugs or something like that.
Yeah, my mom was on, on drugs for a little while, and thank God she came, found herself, and that become 20 years ago. So she got through that. But yeah, my mom was out there on drugs, my daddy in Texas, and I basically was in the streets of Chicago surviving. You feel me? I was going to our girlfriend's house to sleep. My mama worked 11 to 7 all night. So I go there at 12. You know what I mean? Get out of there before she get home from work. Most of the time she caught me still there. Like, you done moved up in here.
Was she cool because she knew your situation? Or
Yeah, I mean, of course she probably knew my situation. I ain't never just directly tell her, but her daughter probably did. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying to allow you to get caught multiple times.
I did get
because
caught.
usually you get one time and it's done.
It was cool for me to be there. She just didn't know that, I was staying there like that. You know what I mean? But every time I come, I got more stuff. You know what I mean? But nah, it was cool. It was short lived because I was on my way to Texas at the time. You know what I mean? My mama living with somebody else. You know what I mean? I couldn't go over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just wasn't stable for you.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So actually some of my homeboys, my homie, my best friend in Chicago named Robert Carroll, him and a couple girls, they brought me to Texas. They drove me to my daddy's house. You know what I mean? And life began here. You know what I mean? I wasn't on that weed or no drugs.
None of that shit
like
when
that
you came.
When I was in Chicago. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I ain't started smoking sherm until I got here.
Donnie Houston.